If social networking has taught us one thing, it's that people crave connections. But it's taught us something else. People who rely on screens to feel connected end up feeling more depressed, less confident, and more alone. What we need is face-to-face conversation, but that's getting harder and harder to find, especially for teens. Young people will be the first to tell you that face-to-face conversation is not high on their list of ways they feel most comfortable connecting. It feels unpredictable and vulnerable because they don't know what's going to happen and they have no time to plan a response. But hiding from the uncertainty of conversation often leaves teens avoiding the very thing that will actually fill their craving for connection. So let's talk about how to create conversations with teens who may not be rushing to start a conversation with you. For starters, we've got to embrace the awkwardness. Expect it and choose to sacrifice your own sense of security for the sake of teens. That probably means you need to choose to be one of the only people in the room not looking at your phone. And that can feel downright naked. I get it. Hiding behind our phones makes us feel safe, but it doesn't welcome conversation. Putting the phone down is one way of opening ourselves up for conversations. And it's an example of how much gets communicated before we ever speak a word. Smiling, not in that creepy way, but in a pleasant way. Looking relaxed, whether you feel relaxed or not, and actually looking people in the eye with interest on your face. These all say that you're a welcoming person, and that's a great place to start. But what about the words? What are the magical words that get kids talking? I wish I knew, but I've got nothing. The one thing I do know is that the quickest way to freeze up in a conversation is to believe that you have to have the right words, and without them, there's no use even trying. Take risks. Laugh at yourself when you mess up. Be real. That goes way further than all the best scripts. And be curious. You're making a new friend. What do you want to know about them? We're not looking to interrogate teens, but young people are fascinating, so dig for that treasure. If you're not sure where to start, here's something to get you going. You can remember it with the acronym FORM. F is for family. Take time to find out who they live with and what that looks like for them. Remember, families come in many forms and teens don't always live with birth families or both parents. So be ready to listen and learn about what their home looks like for them and how they feel about that. O is for obligations. These are the things they get no choice in, like going to school or doing homework, or maybe babysitting younger siblings. What does their week look like? Is there part they enjoy? How do they feel about the things they have to do? R is for recreation. How would they like to spend their time and money? Ask how they'd spend $1,000 if they had the chance. How about $1 million? Do they love video games or basketball? Or are they a budding fashion designer? M is for motivation. Find out what's important to them and what keeps them going. What are they reaching for and who pushes them forward in good ways? Where do they feel unmotivated and how does that affect their life? And then you follow up with more questions. Listen enthusiastically without stealing the show. Tell them what you've heard and look for reasons to encourage them. You might be throwing out a whole bunch of invitations to conversation before a teen gets the courage to put down their phone and pick up one of those questions, but that's okay. I have a young friend I've known for 8 years and still many of our conversations are just a word or two. What's important is that I keep showing up because that shows them what God is like. He waits for us and he's ready to listen whenever we are ready to talk.